Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nexus where we spotlight some of our favorite local businesses. Last week we had Tamara, Carolyn, and Calissa here from Integrity Group of Lincoln with Powered by Keller Williams. That was a lot of fun. We got to know all three of them. We always love to let you guys know about some of our newer tap on it offers. And we've got Ginger, Nori Salon, Rock and Joe, Villa Amore, Zeppelins, and Stir 22, just to name a few. So if you guys are going out to lunch, you should check those out. Be sure to redeem your offers when you're there. And I'm really excited to introduce my guest that I have here today. This is Terri Krolikowski.
Yes,
and she is with Ideal Health of Nebraska. And welcome, Terri. We're so glad that you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
I got to know Terri through the Focus Suites, where we have our offices here at Southeast Community College. And she was already a tenant when I moved in. Just my lonely self.
That didn't take long, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Your team increased substantially.
Right. She's really been around since the beginning,
yeah.
So she kind of understands like where I was, where I'm at now, and I've got to do that with you as well. So it's been awesome to get to know you, and we have a great little network here of support, which is really awesome. But we'll save the announcement she has for a little bit later. Yeah. But tell us first all about you, Terri.
Okay, well, I'm the oldest of three daughters, and I grew up in western Nebraska. My dad was an entrepreneurial person from the beginning. He started his own business.
What was it?
Banking. He went into banking.
Oh, wow.
He was supposed to be a doctor, but my grandfather got sick, and so he had to go help on the family farm up in South Dakota. Mm-hmm. So he is the type of person where he's very visionary, very entrepreneurial. And in 1969, he started and chartered his own bank and grew it to 4 of them.
That's amazing. That is really cool.
It was. So that's very inspiring for his family, his daughters and his wife. And he was very big on family and faith and brought the family into the business. His brother and him grew the 4 banks. Uh-huh. They had one in North Platte, one in Lincoln, or one in North Platte, one in Hershey, one in McCook, and one in Wallace, Nebraska.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that was his passion, and that's what he did his whole life. And so a lot of things you can't learn in college, I learned through my entrepreneurial father, like customer service, how you treat people, just different things like that you can't take courses on.
Right.
So I've always been passionate as an entrepreneur as well. And I've done a lot of different things, worked for a lot of different corporations. I was a nationwide management consultant in the chiropractic field, and I worked in several chiropractic clinics. Mm-hmm. I also was an educational career consultant and went to all the high schools across Nebraska giving motivational presentations to the seniors and the classes about senioritis, budgeting, dressing for success, which I loved doing that job as well.
I can totally see you doing that.
I loved it.
Public speaking.
Yeah,
you'd be great
I loved it.
Yeah.
And then I started working for a chiropractor. Oh, and then one of my other passionate things was I worked for a company out of Chamblee, Georgia, and it was a youth entrepreneurship company. And we gave camps and taught kids how to start their own businesses.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That would be fun
It was
to be a part
fabulous, but the company didn't last, and so I had to find something else. So I went on and got started in chiropractic, and the chiropractor that I worked one of the chiropractors that I worked for had a product called Ideal Protein. Okay. And so that's where you and I also come in, clear back there.
Yeah, I met you when you were at Volsky's office.
Dr. Craig.
Yes.
So I was doing the chiropractic assisting and also being the coach for the Ideal Protein.
Perfect.
Both of them. So anyway, I loved it. And I loved it so much that I kept wanting to grow it and do things with it. And it got to the point where we just had to part ways. And it was a mutual, and it was we very congenial because I wanted to continue with Ideal Protein. I had been a client first, and then I went to him and said, really want to be the coach. I really want to do this full time.
That's
and
cool.
and did for a while, and then went out on my own. Came to Southeast Community College.
Right.
Anyway, so that's kind of how I got started.
Yeah. Well, and along with the products, you do offer coaching for improving overall health and wellness for your clients, right?
I do. Yep. Mind, body, and soul. Absolutely.
Right. Well, it is like a big emotional journey when, like a lot of times there's, emotional reasons why people add pounds in their life. They've gone through something pretty traumatic, and losing the weight means maybe losing some of that as well. So
definitely,
we all have our baggage, right?
Yes, we do. And it's not just one aspect. It's not just like a diet, like some people say your diet program. Well, it's a lifestyle transformation.
Yeah.
Mind, body, and soul.
Ongoing. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So
tell us about maybe a couple of your clients. I'm sure you can't say their name or anything, but just maybe like some of their experience, a success story you've had.
Well, I had one client that started with me at Dr. Craig's office, and he was very successful, but then life got in the way, and 5 years later he was looking to get back on the protocol because he hadn't phased off correctly. And that's a big factor in phasing off. You have to get stabilized because your body is not designed to lose weight. Your body is designed to gain weight. And if you don't phase off correctly, you're just going to put the pounds back on and more. And that's where people are like, what happened? This is terrible. I've gained all of it back and more. Well, it's all about stabilizing and maintaining, which I've been able to do. But he found me after 5 years, and during COVID, he went through the protocol again and lost 103 pounds. So he had done it twice, but very successful both times.
Oh, and so now, obviously being a lot more conscientious going through the phasing off.
Yes, he phased off. He phased off correctly when his weight happens to fluctuate a bit up more than he wants it to be. We just get back on and we just talk through it, and he pulls back and eats healthier, makes some minor adjustments, but he knows what he needs to do now. And before that wasn't the case. It was just kind of I phased off, and here I am out in the wild blue yonder fending for myself, and
going back to old habits. That happens too.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
Tell us a little bit more about the products and why you really believe in them.
Well, I got started in Ideal Protein first as a client. I have been a heart patient from birth. I had open heart surgery when I was 10. I had an atrial septal defect, and they went in and repaired it, and I got a clean bill of health. But life gets in the way, stress gets in the way, and in 2006, I started packing on the pounds, and I had arrhythmia, and so I had to have my heart shocked back into rhythm, and I never ever want to go back to that situation again. It was painful. It was a time in my life. That's what's keeping me maintained on the protocol, because I had atrial fib. And I learned
scary.
It is very scary.
Yeah.
It is very scary, and heart disease runs in my family. So getting started, I found the Ideal Protein products. I went through the protocol. I love the food. Olivier Benloulou is a French chef who was the co-founder of Ideal Protein, and this all started over in France over 30 years ago. And if you're a chef, you're not going to make food that is disgusting. So
we would hope not.
His Ideal Protein products are delicious, and I've given them out to people. Just, I had a youth entrepreneurship camp the last week of June, and that was the treats for the kids. And they're like, can we have some more cookie dough bars? And it's like, it's delicious. So that's the whole point. The food is delicious. You incorporate it with regular food, vegetables, and there's a lot of stuff that we take out of your diet on phase 1, but then we put it back in phase 2, and we put you back into a regular transition of a meal, your meal plan. Like you can have fruits, and you can have different things that you could not have in phase 1.
Okay, well that's kind of good to know too, that there's it's not going to be, just bars and shakes forever.
Right. There is a beginning, middle, and end.
It's a short phase at the beginning.
Absolutely.
And, a lot of times people can start out on a program like that, but it's just so hard to keep going. So at least that program's designed around that.
It is.
It's kind of a natural defect of some other programs that I've heard of.
Right.
So,
right.
How many patients have you? Well, patients, I guess. Clients have you had over the years?
Oh my gosh. That's a good question. I don't know if I would say in the hundreds.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you found that there's like a certain reason, like have you had anyone that really just didn't have success? Like maybe they weren't in the right mindset for it, or it wasn't right timing, or like what is the key for the clients that really have success with you? What's the mindset?
Well, I have a very extensive consultation prep before, and if we have a consultation and they're not a 10 on a scale from 1 to 10 passionate about doing this, I won't accept them as a client because I know they're going to fail. And I don't want to set them up for failure, and I don't want to waste their time or their money or my time.
Right.
Sometimes I become more passionate for their win than they do, and that's not going to work either because I can't follow you around, to make sure you're following protocol or whatnot. But so I lost my train of thought. But
that's okay. I was just asking how many clients you've had. Do you have a kind of a full book of clients right now, or is there room for?
There's always room for new clients, but again, I'm going to be choosy about, I don't want just anybody saying that they're going to come and do the protocol and then not follow through on it.
Yeah.
And some of them I've had to fire a couple of people from my protocol, which is terrible because I am tough and and I'm not mean, but it's just like I care. I'm very passionate, and that's where I feel I'm different from a lot of other clinics because I am so passionate, probably to a fault at times.
Yeah. Well, and it's just so important to you because you know where they need to be, and you can only control you. You can't control their decisions.
Absolutely.
So we got to work together because we were able to redo your website, which my team really enjoyed working on that project with you. So tell us maybe a little bit about your experience with working with us and maybe how it's helped your business.
Well, if you're not a tech savvy person, your company is fabulous to come to. I just have to say, no, seriously, because I had gotten scammed in December and it took all my stuff down. And I am not a tech person. Yeah. So Dylan and AB and Taylor, they were all like, it was kind of a group hug thing. We're going to walk you through this. We're going to get you through this. Aww. And they did get me through it. Yeah. I probably have been one of your longest customers or clients because it took me longer to get through a lot of things. I had a lot of hiccups.
No.
Okay. well, anyway.
That would be
fabulous.
Better if you were.
It is fabulous because we kind of just brainstormed. I didn't come in, we did this kind of via Zoom, and I just talked through things, and they saw my vision, they saw my passion, and they saw my graphics, and they just took what I had given them and made a superb. I mean, it is outstanding. The before and after slides on the my clients' before and after is amazing, and the testimonials,
Right.
I haven't
just that visual for people, like, okay, this is how I see myself now, and like uncovering, you can do a little slider and see what their results were afterwards, what they look like. And
it's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's just really inspiring to people it's just like right there in your face.
It is.
It's possible. Someone else has done it, and they've done it with Terri.
And they've done all ages, and male or female, and there is no, there is no canned protocol for a type of person,
right?
Per se. But I've not seen any other website ever like the one that you created for me. I have not. And corporate was very jazzed about it. They were just like, this is pretty amazing.
Very cool.
Because you cover it all. You cover the products, you cover the before and afters, you cover the passion of it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of hard to get across.
Right. And you can still get all of the information about the products, which is what it was focused on before you came to us.
Right.
That's important information, but they're probably not going to jump on your website and just order, right?
No.
And I don't think you can do that anyways.
No,
but you need to work with a coach, and they need to find out more about you as a person, and is she even good at what she does first? So I think first and foremost, that's what we wanted to get across on the website. And it does look great. I love it.
It is fabulous. And my the coaching fees are in with the food. They are all glommed together in with the food. So I don't pay a separate, or a person doesn't pay a separate coaching fee.
Well, that's something that sets you apart for sure, because a lot of times you have to pay for the consultations,
right.
And every session is like whatever,
right?
Kind of like a therapist session,
right? And I'm a life coach,
but they still have to buy food for those programs, and
yeah.
So to have it all at one price, that's awesome.
It is, and when you hire me for life. If you want me, if you don't, that's fine. But you
can always check in, ask questions,
always.
That's
even
awesome.
If they're on maintenance, I'll get a random question or whatnot, and it's like, that's fine.
Yeah,
you've hired me as your life coach. That's what I'm here for.
Well, that's so cool. Yeah. I can definitely see you doing that. Yeah, you're a really caring person. You've always taken the time. I think that's the thing that I noticed about you the most was I wasn't able to run into you a lot here because you were busy. I was busy.
Right.
But whenever we did run into each other, you always took the time to really listen. And so I can't imagine the level of care and attention that you give to your clients, because that was just a random passing, and I felt like you genuinely cared about me and what was going on in my life. So I'm sure you're an amazing coach, and
thank you.
I have definitely recommended you to people if they're just feeling lost and not sure what to do, because it's scary. I mean,
it's a commitment.
Our health is so important, but it's taking that step into fixing your life is just it's overwhelming. So
well, it's usually something big that has to be the caveat to having you come in, like a big event coming up, or you've just been diagnosed with something. It's usually not, I just think I'm going to go get on a weight loss program today.
Right.
It's usually a pretty big decision.
A life change.
It is a life change.
Sort. Yeah.
It is. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, tell us your domain, so if people want to go check out your website.
Okay, it is idealhealthnebraska.com.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so everyone needs to go check that out. Is there anything else you want the viewers today to know about you?
Well, one thing I always say is I have 4 P's in life, and it's purpose, passion, perseverance, and paying it forward. And I feel very strongly about that. I have incorporated. I feel like giving back is huge, and I do give back. I do give back through different women's programs. I give back through youth with the youth entrepreneurship camps. I restarted those this summer. I work with different. Like the American Cancer Society, the Heart Association, different.
Those are great partnerships.
Right.
For you.
Well, and it coincides with health.
Right.
So I think just staying true to who I am and the 4 P's in life it keeps me grounded. And
I love that.
It makes me real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's, a point to mention too. She was Miss Nebraska representative for our state, and so she's obviously very beautiful. But like you said, there's been a time in your life where you didn't look like you wanted to and didn't feel like you wanted to. Right. So I mean, it happens to everybody, and I just think it's part of life. And we've all kind of been there. We all have our ups and downs with weight loss journeys.
And there's seasons. We all have seasons. Some
so the fact that you've been there, done that, you can really relate. And I don't want to forget, she has a new location. She has graduated from the Focus
I have
Suite.
Graduated.
So tell us about your new location.
So the end of June, I moved up the street 5 blocks into the Life Resources building with Dr. Susan Meyerly, and it's a counseling service. There are 6 other counselors in there, which is a perfect place for me to be.
Right.
Because weight loss and lifestyle transformation, like I said, it's threefold: mind, body, and soul.
Yeah.
And so if I have a client that they're struggling with their weight loss, then I refer them, to the counselors there, and it's a good marriage.
Yeah.
For them and us.
And it's in the new Veterans building?
It's up O Street, off of Corporate Drive, and it's in the Life Resources building. So you just kind of follow the driveway around, and it's in a strip mall.
See it.
Yeah, you do need to. We just had our grand opening and ribbon cutting yesterday.
Congratulations!
So thank you.
That's
thank you.
Cool.
And then I have a clinic out in North Platte that I opened a year ago, because that's where I'm from. So
and you'll go out and meet with clients that are in North Platte or surrounding community then too?
I have surrounding communities. North Platte, they're kind of out there on an island, so I do get a lot of people from different communities. Mullen, Grant, Ogallala. I have a gal that comes further than that, but anyway, I go out there every Friday, so I'm at that clinic out on Fridays.
Cool. Well, that's good to know for our viewers that are in Western Nebraska.
Yeah.
You don't have to come all the way to Lincoln to meet Terri. So,
but that's one of the other blessings is there's a lot of people from North Platte that do come to Lincoln for the different events, the sporting events and whatnot. So I have 2 clinic options.
Right. For them for picking stuff up. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Either way, either out west or coming east. So
awesome.
It's been a great thing.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show today and telling us more about you and your company and everything that you've done. And we wish you all the best and all the success. Really proud of you for how far you've come and the changes and just the whole endeavor that you've gone through. And so congratulations.
Thank you so
much. On your new location. And everybody, we're so glad you tuned in today, and we will see you next week.